Good evening, everyone. This is the BLAPPS TARK show, Better Living and Positive Propaganda System, talking about real knowledge. I am Victor Evelyn, and I am your host for today. This is your Sunday show, 6 o'clock every week, and I'm going to talk about what happens over here in the UK, what happens over there, outside of the UK, and what happens in the celebrity and community world. It could be the celebrities anywhere in the world or any community in the world, usually in my one, because that's where I work. That's my everyday job, is to help in the community. I'm a martial artist. I teach my martial artists to develop themselves as far as they can in mind, body, and spirit. The only way possible to build your character, whatever tool you use to build that character, or good for you, and as long as it builds you, that's all good. We test ourselves to failure. Okay, so the only way any human being learns anything is to fail first. So we try something, we see what's interesting to us, we put 100% into it, and then we find out as much about it. And then when we try to do it ourselves, we will fail, obviously, and we intend to fail, but we need to learn from that failure and move on. So this is the BLAPPS TARK show. Welcome, get settled in. I'll play my music so you can get comfortable, find your cup of tea. So yes. So this is what day is it today? It's the 12th today, the 12th of August. And today we're going to talk about, like I said, we're going to talk about what happens over here in the UK and what happens over there, celebrity communities world. And the last thing I'm going to talk about at the end of the show, towards the end of the show, is what sparks me off. Yes, I have a problem with a lot of things in life. I have issues, and I like to get them off my chest each week and tell you, in the hope that you may, I hate that word hope, so you can agree with me. And a problem shared is a problem halved. And apparently we'll sort it all out by the end of the show. So there you go. That's what I do every week. Today, let me cut this off. We're talking about Boris Johnson. He has sparked off Burka Gate. Now, I need to ask you, I've talked to a few people who have told me that, yeah, but he shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have told people that they look like pillar boxes walking the street. And I was like, it's a joke. It's just an observation. And, if you were honest with yourself, you'd see it as a joke. But because it's the person, we all despise Boris Johnson. Well, most of the people I know, because, they voted Labour, do not like Boris Johnson, even when he was a mayor, before he was a mayor, being a total prat for that haircut, whatever. They don't like him. And he said some radical stuff in the past, which I've totally disagreed with. And I think he's a professional idiot. But when you hear a joke, you have to think to yourself, okay, when you hear a comment like that, to find out if it's a joke or not, you have to picture someone else saying it, like Eddie Murphy, Eddie Griffin, Chris Rock, anyone that is a professional comedian. If they said it, if you think, yeah, I would have probably laughed if they said it, then you should side with Boris Johnson. If you think, yeah, but if they did say it, I would have considered it a crap joke and they should drop it, then you could consider yourself normal and be happy with yourself, and to know that you are above most of the downtrodden, nasty comedians of the world. But if you sided with Theresa May, who has obviously listened to a lecturer and said, if you want to get re-elected, you get rid of your Boris and take away his whip at least, or make him apologize and take it back. And he stood his ground. He said, no, I don't care what you think. It was a joke. If you don't like it. And everyone's like, wow, Boris, really? So this is what I'm asking today. Do you think Boris Johnson should apologize? Is he trying to make a play for Prime Minister and try to get the alt-right vote that is growing quickly because of Antifa pressure and thus and other said groups who are obviously siding with Islam and the gay vote and anything that is liberal, secular, everything, which is against what alt-right like. So, do you think he's trying to side with them and therefore trying to get their vote like Trump did when he was voicing his opinions on Mexicans being rapists, blah, blah. Do you think that there should be something done about his attitude? Should he be chastised forever? Should he have to take it back? Let me know what you think. This is Over Here in the BLAPPS TARK Show. We know he's a racist. We know he says terrible stuff. And we know that people like Nigel Farage have come to his defense. And obviously they're going to say things that he's saying, that it's not Islamophobia, it's not hate speech, it's just an observation, it was a joke. If it was anyone else, you would have let it go by, but because it's Boris Johnson, you make it a political statement you want to make on the person himself to try and pressure him to do something he shouldn't do. So I'm asking, do people think that they should back him on other serious things now that he's made this kind of remark? Or should they now say anything that comes out of his mouth should be considered a joke because he's now made himself to be a joker and making these... He actually made this statement in a newspaper article, I think, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, he said it and he didn't take it back. So I'm on the side of, it's a joke. I think it's a joke in this one. Don't like the geezer, don't like what he stands for, pretty much against everything that he deals with. Don't like his attitude, don't like his haircut. But it was a joke. And I really, anyone that is coming out with it's Islamophobia is having a joke themselves. They're accusing him of dehumanizing women, or Islamic women, I should say, or whoever was wearing that hijab, because some people wear it as our only club wear. I think it's a burqa. So, anyone that wears that, some people wear it for fashion, they like it. I say, if you're going to cover up the human features, then you are dehumanizing the person yourself. They no longer look like a human. They look like a rock or a pillar box or something that doesn't look human, because humans have features. We have eyes, nose, mouth. So I have no problem with how women dress. I don't care. I care more about the color of their eyes on a Sunday morning. I don't care. So I'm just saying that this is a joke. They're taking it too far. and they need to think about what they say about someone that says something like this before they start raging on about hate speech, Islamophobia, and stuff like that, because that is what will cause the actual problem to grow. So let me know what you think. I've only just seen the chat room. I see that Julie's in. Hey, Julie, how you doing? I, cool. Glad to see you in. Don't forget to say something this time. Just watching. Okay, so it's cool. I don't mind you catching my good side. I don't mind you catching my good side, but say something. You know what I mean? It's good. No one's going to hurt. No one. I might buy. But yeah, say something in the chat room. Let me know you're here, that you're with me. I'm looking to see if my messages have got through. I've told many people, yes, good. And I'm going to play a tune because that gives you a chance. Actually, instead of singing a tune, instead of playing a tune, I might sing a tune now. This is Naughty by Nature. This is not Naughty by Nature. Jamboree. Okay, so that was my quick little journey into tunage for you. Stopped abruptly. I have okay, so this that was over here talking about Boris Johnson and Burka Gate. Should he be chastised for it? Should we just all get along? Blah blah blah. Should we forgive it, move on? Do we take it as a joke? Do we take it very seriously? It's more than it is. He's trying to incense Islamophobia. He's trying to push things to the far right too much. He's trying to make a play for the PM job, and so therefore he needs to gather up his people, whoop up some confusion and some hatred, some division, or basically it's just a waste of time. This is a distraction. Okay, so there we go. Let me know what you think. I'm going to move on and go into what's happening over there. So it's 1 year since Charlottesville and the killing of Heather Heyer by a far right fascist sympathizer in a car who's now waiting to be judged or go to trial. He's still a year in prison, still sorting out his trial. Obviously, they're trying to make out, well, not obviously, but, you know, I think they're trying to make out that he's got mental problems, and so therefore he needs to take that into account. But it's just pure hatred, and we all knew it. Thing is, Donald Trump, the President of the United States, I can't even say that word without smiling to myself and saying it's like an oxymoron. President Trump is an oxymoron in one sentence, just saying that. The President of America is Donald Trump. It's an oxymoron. It doesn't make sense. Anywho, you have voted for him in America, and he's not saying anything about this. Last year, he disgraced himself by conflating both of them. Oh, there's good people on both sides. Really? Fascists? Nazis? Hate groups are the same as Antifa? Just because they're fighting each other? Or what do they believe in? You know, you're talking about people who deny the Holocaust. You're talking about people that you support pay money towards their war chest, as it was, Israel's war chest. They're pro-Israel. Trump is pro-Israel. And yet he's promoting people that hate Jews. It does not make any sense. None of this makes any sense. And so a year on, you think he may have understood now what he said a year ago was not that great. So he should update, make it clear he's really against fascists. They shouldn't cause any trouble this year. We saw it out. The problems that we had last year, that you know, the police didn't do their job really, and that's why, you know, people ran riot, went crazy, and they didn't know who do we help. Do we help those or do we help them? We're police, so we're supposed to sort out the trouble. But you know, who do we help? Who we beholding to? The people or the fascists that pay our wages? I don't know. It's very difficult for them to take a side, is what I'm saying. And this year, it's like the police turned up and no one else did. It's just police this year. There are hardly, oh, well, you know, there's protectors. I can't say no. There is a memoriam to Heather Heyer, the girl that died from being run over by a car, at the exact site, and the prayer vigils were going on all year. And yeah, the mother has said that the people that are the leaders of these Nazi groups, these far-right, alt-right groups, these fascist hate groups, are saying that the president has imbued them with power. He's given them a nod and a wink. Like, you all right, man? Go on and do your thing, bro. As long as you keep supporting me and vote for me in the primaries, you do you. Go ahead. Don't say you belong to me, though. Don't say I like you. Just get on with it. So therefore, they have carried on all year, not learning from their mistakes, not getting any reprisals back for their ridiculousness. No police have gone and done any investigations. Was it John Sessions? Just Sessions, the Attorney General. He has said he's going to make a full investigation. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Not one piece of question has been asked. There's no evidence to prove that he has even lifted a phone to say anything to anyone on the other side about what happened in Charlottesville. Meanwhile, Mr. Trump, can't say the same, I can't say leader, 45, there you go. He has decided to pick a fight with anyone as long as it distracts from what's happening in Charlottesville, which reminds his base of his failings last year. So he's now picked on the NFL again. He can't get into his head that these people are kneeling at the national anthem and at the flag raisings of national football games because they are against the violence by police, the violence on black people especially, but you know, the violence and the killings and the non-reprisals of anyone who has shot someone who was unarmed or shot someone that was in the back, or people that have done nothing against the law, have been abused by police and have got no reprisals from them, and they're still in their job and working today. Now, there's people out there saying that things are better for black people, or people of color in America, I should say, because it's not just black people getting it, Latino, all kind of Indian, Asian, all kinds of non-white people are getting these kind of reprisals from the police. Reprisals, I think, is just pressure from police constantly. It's just something, what they call it in America, and I don't think this is even a colloquial term, is lynching. When the police pull you over, they call it lynching. Now, you might think of lynching, but it's the colloquial term for when police roust you. Turn out your pockets. Where you been? When you been tonight? We have something matching your description. We want to see where your ID is. If you got any warrants outstanding. We just want to find out if we can ship and shape you, which means document you, get you on record, make sure that you have no freedom or think you have any freedom. Because there's a 13th Amendment. Now, sit up and listen, because I'm about to teach something to y'all. It's good to learn. The 13th Amendment says, and I'm almost going to quote verbatim, but I'm gonna shorten it. I'm not gonna quote it. I'm gonna paraphrase. All right. So it says, if you're a Negro of African descent, you commit a crime, a Negro of African descent, and you're a free man. If you commit a crime, then you will be considered goods and chattels once again. You will become a slave once again, the property of the United States of America, which means you have no rights, you're going to jail, and you can be treated exactly as a slave was treated in 1820, 10, whatever, before, when slavery was legal. This is why. All they have to do is a black man, and the black man goes, oi, and they, oi, you can't do that to me, go to jail, come on, and now you are a slave. You may not know you are, you may not think you are, you may think you even have rights at this point as a black person. But under the 13th Amendment, lynching, which is an actual proper word for this, is legal under the 13th Amendment. They can roust you, they can do whatever they want to investigate who you are, where you're going, what you've done tonight, what you doing next week, what you carrying on your saying, what's in your boot, what's on your, and they can do that as long as they have suspicion. So what they do is they say, burglary around the corner, someone matching your description, we need to investigate, what's your name? And that's when it starts. Now, if you don't know your rights, if you don't know that you do not have to give up your information, then you will be under the thumb of the police officer in front of you. If you do know your rights, then you're going to be considered aggressive to that police officer, and what they're going to try and do is escalate as soon as possible, which means less of this, more of that. Not physically, but you know. They will do anything they can to upset you, so you do something stupid, so therefore they can take you into jail, process you, get your fingerprints on record, get you in the system, so therefore 2 more strikes, you're out. And so therefore you're in jail for 30 odd years, because that's what the 13th Amendment and the drug laws, and you know, they always try to link it to drugs, because you don't go to jail for the weed you have on you. You go to jail for what they find out about you when they roust you, to see if you're connected to anything else. They will go as far as they can. Get search dogs, sniffer dogs on your car. Are your registration in line? Is your license up to date? Anything. And this is what the NFL players are saying they're fed up of now. Black people, sports people, are taking it upon themselves to be the people that are going to put this on a pedestal, because Trump talks to his people on Fox News, and he tells people, don't listen to the fake news, listen to Fox News. They're the only people I trust. So that's all they listen to. So they don't get to hear the other side. They don't want to hear the other side. Even though CNN, NBC, the Young Turks, all these kind of media outlets are just as good as Fox News, if not better. Fox News is what they listen to because their idol, the people in charge of the cult, the person in charge of the cult says they're fake news. Don't listen to them. What you're seeing and what you're hearing is not what's going on. And they fall for it, and that's it. So what the NFL players know is that you can't hate your team because they've got me on it scoring points. You've got to love me, see me next to your white teammates scoring points and making your team go forward. So when I say something in an interview, you have to hear it. You can't just switch off. You can't just say, okay, I'm not going to watch the game because they don't say the right thing my president says. So when they say these protests of sitting down, not standing during, not putting the old right hand over the heart, blah, 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 is a protest against police violence, you can't have your president saying the opposite of me. So who are you going to listen to? Especially when we continue to do it, or if our managers don't like it, or blah, blah, blah. So that's what's happening in America. Charlottesville, 1 year on, all the racism is coming to a point now. And we're beginning to see, America's beginning to see that people of color are not tolerating it anymore. We've had enough, and we're mad about it. We're not going to be silent. I don't know how the film goes, but it's a damn good film. Don't know how the lyrics go. So that was, we're talking about Charlottesville over there. That's the second part of what's happening today. In the next part, we're going to talk about celebrity and community. So get in the chat room, say hello to me. I'll talk about anything you want. I'll talk about anything you want. I don't mind. I'll just make polite conversation here. I've got things to say about other things, and I don't mind. I'm happy for you to come in. Come and talk to me, people. Say something. Make me happy. Got to say something about this song. When it first came out, there was the official video, and it featured Pharrell dancing randomly with loads of other people's videos intersecting his video, and it was awesome. But that was 3.5 minutes of just the official video. The official video lasts 24 hours for a week. So I've watched them all of them. I think it's for a month actually, but 24 hours. Oh no, it is 24 hours. It's 24 hours. Sorry, it's 24 hours. So this song over and over for an hour for 24 hours. I've watched it all. It's so good. Hi, Mary. Hello, Mary. How you doing? If you feel like a minute, clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you wanna do. Pharrell Williams is possibly the best record ever made in the world, ever. Happy. It's funny because I'm playing that because obviously I'm in celebrity and community. I talk about often what I do in the community, which is to help people search for their own happiness. You see, I have a course that is called Ambition Development, and the subtitle is Engineering Happiness. I am now happy right here because I've engineered my life to be this way right today. I'm happy. I can make myself happier. I don't rely on anyone else to make me happy. I have found out how to become happy, and then I teach it to others. So if you want to learn, come join the CDMA, go on one of the courses, and then get involved, get monitored, get supported by the CDMA's Ambition Development course and BLAPPS and the BLAPPS philosophy, which is something I made up a long time ago, 1984. I made up the BLAPPS philosophy. BLAPPS means Better Living and Positive Propaganda System. Used to mean something very rude way back in the day, but it changed because it's my nickname, changed into an acronym that discusses what I do in life. I'm a life investigator, you see. Yes, a life investigator. I said it out loud. A life investigator goes around finding out what interests them, what raises their passion, thoughts, and then goes for it. They learn everything about that thing that is causing them excitement in life. Like, for instance, drumming. I like to use drumming as an interesting example because I liked the funky drummer, and I always listen to music. I'm always listening for the drum beat. I always go by the drum beat, like dancing probably. And so therefore I found out, I asked my friend to find a drum kit for me, and I bought one for 100 quid. And this is like 1999 this was. And he knew how to play bass and wanted to start a band. So we got our friend called Boogie, Colin Boyd, you know him. He's a guitarist that I knew, and knew Kernahan, who's Joe Fitzsimmons. And together we started the group Serenova, and we started practicing. First of all, we didn't know what kind of music we wanted to play, so we started doing covers. And then we started learning about different types of music through covering all these covers. And then we got good at doing, and because I love the funky drummer, I learned how to play the drums because of the funky drummer. And so it became so good that I can now read, I can now teach drumming. When I'm in my academy, I do lessons in drumming. If you look at pictures of the academy on the internet, on the website, www.cdma.uk.com, then you will see pictures in the library or the gallery, there you go, of me drumming, or videos of me drumming online or on YouTube channel, BLAPPS U2 on the channel, U2, BLAPPS U2 on the YouTube, and you'll find all these videos, all these BLAPPS Talk videos, BLAPPS Experience videos, going way back to 2014, about 100 odd videos on there. So yeah, so that showed me I love how to drum and what was interesting about drumming. But while I was learning drumming, I found out stuff about myself, and that's the stuff. That is why I do life investigation, and that's how I teach people to become more, to find out why they're passionate about certain things. And if you can do something as a job that requires your passion, then you will be happy, basically. So if I could do drumming for a living, I don't even mind if I don't get paid. But if I got paid for it, that would be an obvious bonus. So I'm doing what I do, and I would do it for nothing if I could. But because I'm getting paid to do what I do, I am ecstatically happy. But yeah, so I find out what that, I go 100%. I keep going. I go as far as I can. I learn as much as I can about drumming. That's why I'm still learning. I'm not as good as I think I am. But I still learn. I keep learning and keep going with it because I have more to find out about myself. I'm not the complete article yet. I can call myself Sifu, but Sifu just means one who is learned, one who is in the father figure status and has students who are considered his children. And so I am teaching just like your father would teach you. I'm learning just like your father did to teach you more completely and efficiently. Anywho, we're talking about celebrity as well as the community stuff. By the way, if you have a community group of your own and you're watching this program, don't be scared. Contact me through cdma.uk@hotmail.co.uk to get some advertising done. Advertise whatever you want, either on one of my 27 pages I have on Facebook, or on my website, or on these shows that are done under the Blacks People Productions mantle. So yeah, that is for all the people out there that want to do business with us, or want to raise the viewpoint of their business or their community group. Let me know what you're up to, and I'll get it out there, because it's all about making sure that the community is stronger. We get stronger when we have more knowledge. When more knowledge comes in, fear diminishes. When you know more about yourself, doubt diminishes, and therefore you become a more elevated, confident person. Do you see? And people liking the way you look, they want to know, and therefore you have done nothing. It's cool, and the world improves. It gets better because of you just exist. Just because you exist. Awesome. Celebrity I'm talking about today is Kanye West. Yes, we are talking about Kanye, even though I kind of banned him because it's either Trump we're talking about or Kanye West and his wife with the derriere. So it's either that or we're talking about his non-talented. Did I say non-talented? His talented wife. So Kanye is the one who is the genius. He is a total genius, and he's done an interview with I think it's Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel, one of them, and he was talking about how we should love Trump, just because we don't understand him, because we always hear the negativity about him. It doesn't mean he hasn't got good ideas. It doesn't mean he's a human being. He can get hurt just like everyone else, even though he's covering out. So we should at least afford him the respect that he's a human being, even though he's not behaving like one or acting like one. He says, Kanye does, that we should show him love. And I understand that, because BLAPPS is about giving love to your family. Everyone's your family. We know this in BLAPPS. We have a saying, I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's my mantra I was telling my children when they were growing up. And now that I'm grown, I've started to use it again about 10 years ago. I started using it again and telling people my philosophy when explaining my philosophy. And it's the point that doesn't matter what religion you are, doesn't matter where you come from, we all came from the planet Earth. We all came from this place. Some people came from Mars. Doesn't matter. We are all living here now, and so we can consider Mother Earth. Mother Earth has given birth to everything around us. Everything you see, know, and feel, taste comes from the planet Earth. So therefore it is connected to you and this universe, because the Earth is of this universe. So you are connected to the universe, Mother Nature, and humanity. It's perfect Taoism. So as I studied Taoism for a long time, I wanted to be a Taoist monk. I know a lot about how we can find balance with ourselves and our community by understanding that we are family. And when you love your family, You want to protect them. So instead of saying I've got hatred for that person, say I've got love for that person, but they need help. You see, it works better, you see. So I understand when Kanye says Trump needs to have a different attitude from the people that are listening to him, because he needs help. He needs guidance. Wow, does that man need help? So yeah, if you're listening to Kanye, he says, when he said his stuff on that show, that slavery was a choice, and black people lost their minds over that, and he couldn't go out for a week. So because everyone was like, what did you say? Slavery is a what? I need to, man, you need to shut the fuck. I almost went there, but you need to shut up, Kanye. Okay, I almost went. Yeah, so you need to shut up. That's what he was saying. That. So when he was telling them, look, it's because I'm on my pills. I was on stronger pills, and they make me crazy because I was getting addicted to them, and I was in pain after surgery. So I started taking these pills, and they made me crazy. So yeah, forgive what I'm saying, but I'm not taking it back because it's just part of me, because I'm bipolar. And what he wants people to know is bipolar doesn't mean you're crazy and then you're sane. You're crazy, then you're sane. It just means that you got two things hyping up, okay? And they both part of you. So it's no point saying that one's bad and this one's good. It don't mean to say that you're both bad or both good. It just means that you're elevated higher, okay? In his opinion. Remember, this is Kanye saying this stuff. And he's trying to make you understand more about mental health and how it works. So that's a good thing, because a lot of black people need to talk about mental health issues in our community and how we don't address them. We just brush them off. So that was a good thing for him to say. But when he's talking about Trump, he needs to reel it in a bit, Kanye. Reel your neck in, mate. You know what I mean? Because that guy wearing the MAGA hat as well, really? MAGA hat? Do you not know how much we hate this guy because of what he said about black people, what he's done, said about Obama? It doesn't matter what you think about Obama. Did he help black people? Did he not help black people? Was he in a position to? Did he just carry on to his demographic? What? It doesn't matter. We know Trump. We'd have to guess about this guy. We'd have to guess about Obama. We know this guy does not like black people, people of color. He feels white people are elite. He only listens to these people, and he always brings down black people. He's always telling me personally, but he's telling people that they've got less intelligence. They're dumb when he's talking about Don Lemon, and he's talking about basketball player, what's his name? LeBron James, and telling about they're dumb and they're stupid. Anyone that criticizes him, anyone that does something he does not like, and they're black, he calls them stupid, ignorant. They're lesser people. This kind of thing. That kind of rhetoric comes from the alt-right, his base. So this is why I'm saying, Kanye, you're in the color. We like to think that you are with us, and if us means we're with Democrats, then fine. If you're with Republican now, that's cool. But don't have to take on the rhetoric of a racist to be Republican. You don't have to do that. You don't have to take on the mindset of a madman to say that you like Republican views and morals and ethics. You don't have to do that. Because Trump is trying to change everything to madness, dial to 12, doesn't mean that you have to wear the MAGA hat that he made, right, to prove a point, okay? Just like your Republican stuff, we don't mind that. We just don't like you bigging up a man that is obviously against us. You're such a person you're genius. People listen to you. So is anyone in the chat room want to talk about this or anything else? What, Dave, mate? Geez? Dave's got something to say about Trump, I know. It doesn't matter if you don't, but it'd be cool. How's your music going, mate? Everything cool? Nice. Right. So as a children, as a mom, as a wife, cool. I like the pictures, bro. Anyway, moving on. Congratulations again. Mary, Dave's just had a baby boy, and named him JJ. Yeah. Dave, Mary's in the comments. Mary Sherwood is there. She can talk to you about her son, JJ, and if she's had any problems with the name. I don't know what we can talk about, but it's just, it's cool. I'm just the common denominator in this conversation. Anyway, that's what we're talking about with celebrity and community. We're talking about Kanye West's new style of crazy. Are we equating it to his bipolar condition, or are we just saying he's a genius? He's got a different way of looking at things. He sees Trump as someone that needs help, not, continual bashment. He needs to have some direction. His eyes need to be opened by people who look like us instead of being continually berated. And so he fights back at that because that's what he is, a counter puncher kind of person, and likes to hit back at people that criticize him instead of listen to people that are doing constructive criticism. He now finds a way to fight them back, and that's how he fights us, and that's why we hate him. So is he correct in his assumptions? Let me know. I have to find another piece of music. Okay, if you got anything that you want me to play, do not hesitate. Come into the show and let me know. I'll play this one. Jamie Foxx is super talented. Love this guy. Let me know if you think that if the video is coming in lagging or anything like that, if it's too slow for what I'm saying, if it's not coordinated. I don't know if it's just one person having a problem or if there's a lot of people. So let me know. It is. Okay. It's lagging. It seems like the show might be lagging. It'll all be all right in the mix when it's all put together. I think it'll be fine. Okay. Now, that was Jamie Foxx and Intuition. Now we're talking about the most important part of the show. What sparks me off? Dave, bro, press the button. Da, 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 da. What sparks me off. Let me know. Oh, sorry. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you, Julie. Cool. Right, so what sparks me off today? What's the important thing? Today we talked about, over here, Boris Johnson has sparked off Burka Gate. Over there, yeah, we just want to know if that was a problem, if it's a joke to everyone, who finds it more serious than others and why. Just let us know. Over there, we talked about Charlottesville was 1 year since the Heather Heyer was knocked down by fascists, Nazis, with tiki torches, run over in a car, by a car, sorry. Yes, and what has changed? It seems like nothing has. I think Boris remark was a joke, but he is a joke, put it that way. And I don't really take him seriously anytime he says something, but that's my personal opinion. Celebrity and community, Kanye West is talking mad stuff about Trump and why he wears the MAGA hat and why he supports Trump. But when he says he's also bipolar, some people might put a tag on that saying, oh, he's talking crazy stuff because he's not quite with it. He's not quite the full sandwich. But bipolar doesn't mean you're mad. Kanye West is obviously not mad. He's a total genius. And in everything he does, everything he touches is awesome. So when he says something like this, you have to listen with his twinge of logic to it, which he says, show him love instead. And he might just listen to you and change. He might. You never know. Okay, and he will not be bullied, which is cool by me. Do not get bullied by anyone. And I also said in community that if you've got any ads, if you've got anything you want to do, if you want to talk about what you do in the community, how you live your life, anything you want, just tell me. And I'll put it out there for everyone to know. I've got lots of different outlets for you to try. What sparks me off? Okay, I've got a few minutes. Stepping on people's creativity. We talked about Kanye earlier on. The man is a creative genius. He decides, I'm going to get into music, because what was he into before? He's just into making beats. I don't think he's into music at all. Yes, he's into art, drawing. And then he's a designer. So he's doing fashion and all that kind of stuff. That blew up. Now he's got his own fashion more. Okay? He's into trainers. That blew up. He made his own trainers. His daughters designed their own dresses, and he cuts them out in his factory. And how awesome would it be for your child to say, I'm going to design my own dress today, and have that made, Daddy. And Daddy makes it and then says, look, there it is. Awesome. That is so cool. And anything he touches, so you go into music, did it, go into rapping, did it. In his interview, he was saying the same thing. I'm saying, why do people diss Kanye just because they might not like his attitude or might not like the way he talks or something like that? You cannot deny the creativity. Anyone that hates what you do just because they have no talent is called a hater. Don't be the hatee. Don't take it on and say, all right, mate, let's have it in, let's fight. Just, you got one hater on Monday. You need 10 by the weekend. Gather your haters, hug them, kiss them. They are the thing that is letting you know that you're on the right track. When you find haters, that means your creativity should not be squashed. You should fight all negativity brought your way. Don't let it bring you down. Don't let it crush you. If your child if you see your child drawing on the wall with crayons that you gave him, her, and they're making a total mess, should you stop them? No, I don't think you should. I think you should. If you do, you could have repressed the next Rembrandt, the next Picasso, the next Da Vinci. That's a creative brain going on. That's what babies do. Don't deny babies, they're weird. They're crazy. That's what babies do. Don't deny your mate's crazy. His weirdness. That's what he does. Don't deny anything of anyone just because you haven't got the same kind of talent or level or creativity. Don't let anyone do it to you. Be you, because that is the person that is living this life, not them. They're not living a life for you. They're not taking this hatred on their jaw. All right. So forget the haters. Acknowledge them. Say thank you for your hatred. Nice one. Awesome. Thank you. It's making me stronger. Keep bringing it. I know I'm on the right track, but don't let them dissuade you from creating anything that you're into. Love what you're doing and do it well. Then they can't say anything to you. My dad said, if you don't get an education, you're going to end up sweeping the floors of Vauxhall. This is when Vauxhall Motors was in Luton. But he added, if you do end up sweeping the floors in Vauxhall because you're a dumbass, make sure that anyone that is eating there could eat off the floor that you clean. Make sure you're the best cleaner in Vauxhall. So I took that on board, and anything I approached in life, I was like, I'm going to be the best at this. No one's going to be able to say they did it better, they got a better way of doing it. Nah, I'm not going to have that. So anything I take on, I'll take 100%. This is why I'm so interested in so many things, and because I go 100% on it until I have learned as much as I can, I move on. I don't necessarily leave it. I just say, thank you, I've learned that enough from doing that particular thing. I'm going to move on and find something that gives me more insight into myself. So this is why you shouldn't suppress anyone's creativity. You are suppressing a human being. They only have one life. There's no coming back. Leave them to it. Let me know if someone has tried to bully you. We have the Martial Arts Anti-Bullying Campaign. You can join now. Be part of the collective, the Martial Arts Anti-Bullying Collective, and stop bullying in your community now. You can be bullied by your own child. It's true. You can be bullied by your own child. You can be bullied by your mum, your parents. You can be bullied by your dad. You can be bullied by workmates, wife, husband, blah blah, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend. You can be bullied by community in your neighborhood. You could be bullied by the council. You could be bullied by bailiffs. You could be bullied by anyone, but you don't have to take it. As long as you got the attitude and the strength to always fight back and become a warrior who will always find a way, will always get through to the end, then you can live a happier life. Okay? You don't have to be pushed around by these bullies. I hated bullying since I was a kid. That was what sparks me off. Don't suppress people's creativity. So yeah, again, this has been BLAPPS Talk, Better Living and Positive Propaganda System, talking about real knowledge. If you've got something you want to say, inbox me and I'll get it into the next show next week, or we'll sort it out online or in my 20 odd myriad of Facebook pages, or yes, we'll get it sorted one way or the other for yourself personally or out in the public. This has been BLAPPS. I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. Good night, everyone. Be cool. You be cool. You have been BLAPPS.